the right team, the right posing coach. It takes a lot.
Oh. Well, you said you used to like lifting a lot. Like, did you had any knowledge of bodybuilding or anything like that?
So
Or
yeah, I have a master's degree in exercise science. I do have a lot of knowledge within, the lifting industry. Um, but I was so emotional. I am about to be 38 on Wednesday, and I was just so emotional in my like late teens, early 20s. I didn't care what I should have done. I just did what emotionally I was told in my brain.
oh, okay. Well, like you said, like on your first show, it was like a disaster. Like you didn't do well.
Yeah.
Like, what was the things that you was lacking, and how
I
you get
wasn't
better?
lean enough. They cut my water. I wasn't lean enough. I didn't have energy. My posing could have used some work. It was my first show. I did change coaches after that. She was nice. She was sweet, but I just needed a different combination. Sometimes it's just finding the right coach. Worked with Brian Devins for a couple of years. Did well with him. But I did switch up to John Jobst. He is incredible. He got me my pro card. And he really does a lot longer preps. My preps were very short. So you want like a longer prep so you have more time for error. So I think that was the biggest thing. My preps were really short. They were like 16 weeks. I had one that was 12 weeks, way too short. Didn't know any better. So
How was that? How was that dealing with prep and all that stuff, especially like with the kids? Like, were you a teacher at that time, or?
Yes. I was coaching gymnastics, teaching. I've always worked multiple jobs. So it's a lot, especially when you're lacking energy with kids. Like I started really doing a lot of caffeine. This particular coach did not drop my calories that low to the point where I wanted to die. So that's why I appreciated him. And also because because he couldn't drop my calories so low, he also wanted to, dance around the fact that I had an eating disorder. He wanted to be very, very careful. So we did take our time, which made my calories a little bit higher. He gave me a lot of refeeds. So this particular prep was my favorite. Even though it's the longest, it was my favorite.
So I notice a lot of bodybuilders. They have like eat a lot of eating disorder, or they just what's the word for it? Bulimic. I don't know if I'm.
Disordered eating, bulimia is one of
Yeah,
them. I never struggled
yeah.
with bulimia. I was in treatment with a variety of people who abuse laxatives, who are bulimic, I ended up having anorexia. I was very sick. Like my heart rate was down to 34 beats per minute. Like I could barely move. I was on my way out. So I
Yeah,
kind of think of it that like lifting and bodybuilding and finding that I think protein like honestly saved me. I wasn't eating a lot of protein back then either. So I think protein and lifting really like kind of saved me.
yeah. Was you doing powerlifting or something like that,
No
or?
powerlifting. No. I don't
Uh,
lift for like I do lift maybe heavy for my size, maybe. I really don't. I'm more I like to lift with like efficiency. So I'm not concerned about numbers right now with like how heavy I'm lifting. I'm concerned about my form, making sure mind to muscle connection. I'm feeling every single thing at the right time. So if I'm doing a bicep curl, I'm not feeling it wherever that's not the bicep. Like my goal is to be focused and I'm thinking about the bicep curl, slow and controlled movements. And that's something I didn't do in the beginning of bodybuilding. It's like I was just going through the motions. I was just, you have to be like efficient and really just purposeful about your lifts.
yeah. Well, we could go through some pictures on some more pictures. Now, what competition is this?
This was my last bikini competition, and if you look at this image, I did pretty well, but my legs were thick, and they were I got second in Masters on this one, but I think I would have done so much better on the show if there was actually a wellness division.
Yeah, yeah. Did they had like a figure, a figure a
They did.
figure?
Figures not for me because of the
Oh, okay.
posing. I'm also not muscular enough, but because of the posing, I like very. I was a gymnast, so I like very like graceful posing rather than like blocky. It's just not for me, and I appreciate figure more than anything. It's just not from how graceful I am naturally.
Yeah, you got some nice pictures
Yeah.
also. Like who
Um,
took these pictures?
those were
Um,
Platt, Michael Platt, I believe. He was at that was my pro show, the show I won my pro card in.
how many people were like in the in your competition show?
No, I'm so glad you asked that because it was a very small show, so that's
Yeah.
something that bothers me a lot. So I did many shows. I did most of my shows in Syracuse, New York. I live in Nashville now, but I did most of my shows in Syracuse, New York. This was my first show out of Syracuse. It was in Albany, where I basically spent the last 10 years living,
Mm.
and it was a very small show, so I kind of was like beating myself up when I won my pro card, because I was like, there was, four people in my division, and I was like, you know do I deserve this? Like, is this, it was very small, so I felt a lot of shame that I won for a little bit.
Yeah.
But talking to my support team, they're like, you absolutely deserved it. You worked your ass off from 2016 till now. You took 2.5 years off. So it's hard because I do feel bad that I won a small show, but it is what it
Yeah.
is. So
I
I've been
noticed
working
that.
hard.
I noticed that like on like when I was on the show I was watching spectator. I seen like three competitors like for the
Some of yeah,
figure
yeah.
for yeah they'll have like an overall or something like that, and
Yeah.
then the women's physique. It's just like one person. They
Oh yeah,
just
physique
won
is
it.
very small for OCB. It's bigger for
Yeah.
NPC. It's hard to get that big naturally or that muscular naturally.
I would say probably the men probably it was a little bit more men than more women. Maybe
Hmm.
like maybe like I the wellness they had more competitors there. I didn't stay
Hmm.
for the bikini, but when I was there, it was more wellness competitors there. So
Yeah.
yeah. So what's this like do people support you like in terms of family or friends or anything like that?
um yes, my family has been wonderful. Um Daddy will not go to a show because it's his daughter. So
Understandable.
that's like completely understandable. My mom did offer to go to a show, and I said it's okay, like don't worry about it. It is a little weird with the family, but my parents have been super supportive, especially because they saw me so sick and coming out of that. Now I have my ups and downs definitely, but coming out of the eating disorder, they see that I'm a lot better mentally, so they're very happy for me, whatever works. Now, prepping is disordered in its own way.
Yeah.
I mean, you're tracking every calorie, you're weighing every ounce of every gram that you put in your body. It is disordered, but you know, it's okay though because I'm mentally better.
Do do you suffer like from body dysmorphia?
Yeah, every bodybuilder does. And now,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about post show, but post show, like you cannot stay stage lean all year. Like it's just not maintainable mentally,
Yeah.
physically. You can't do it, and that is very hard. Gaining weight post show is terrible. I mean, you obviously feel better physically, but like people will make comments, and that's like my pet peeve. Like, oh, you look so much healthier, or oh, I liked you better the old way. Like, people don't think before they comment. So it is really, really hard post show. But I did put on some weight post show, and now I'm basically maintaining and just really working hard at lifting in the gym. I don't have any plans for my next show, but it's going down when I do.
You're just taking a break right now?
From competing, but not bodybuilding. So like I'm lifting
Yeah.
and mentally I know that I'm going to compete. So I'm working really hard in the gym. Diet, I mean, I've been going out to dinners and I have some drinks and holidays, birthday, like things are happening, and that's okay right now because I'm not prepping for a show, but I'm still training my ass off in the gym.
How was you in Thanksgiving?
What?
How was you in Thanksgiving? Like in terms of, did you like people invited you for dinner or anything like that, or just
I went to my
it was the
parents
same thing?
in Long Island.
Oh,
I
okay.
went to my parents in Long Island. Yeah. And
Oh,
Thanksgiving's so easy for me because it's like turkey and vegetables and potatoes. Like that's cake. Like there's no reason to overeat on Thanksgiving, in my opinion. It's the pastas that I like. I
yeah,
love Italian, and I'm not Italian, but I love Italian.
yeah. So I can show, like, how was you like on like with the posing? Like, was it hard? Was it really difficult for you, like doing all these poses, like for
Um,
bikini?
That's my favorite part of bodybuilding because of my posing coach. That is literally my favorite thing to do is to practice posing because you have to flex while looking graceful. So
Mm,
it is challenging and people don't realize it. You have to hit the right angles so that your body looks the best, presenting your best physique. So it's very, very challenging. People don't realize that there's a lot that goes into posing, whether it's a movement of a foot or twisting your hips more. And you want to give that hourglass physique, and you have to kind of really twist your body. It hurts. It's not
yeah,
comfortable, and you got to flex, and you got to look like you're not flexing. So it is hard.
yeah. I'm not in that world like that. With all I just hear from bodybuilders that the hardest thing in bodybuilding is posing and stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's my favorite though. Like my least favorite is probably the dieting, but I guess that goes hand in hand, you know. I love like seeing my physique change through the months and like the hard work, just this